Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Destiny 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations. Today, it's time to burn the throne. Let's get to it. Dul Incaru, the Eternal Return, is the final boss of the Shattered Throne dungeon and one of the most difficult challenges in the dungeon. So what do we need to do in order to defeat Dul Incaru and finish the Shattered Throne? Well, in order to do that, we need to first describe the encounter and then go into the strategy of how to beat it. So the encounter is in a small arena. There are some pillars to block the fire, so you do have some areas to hide out at, but not for very long and not always in the same spot. There's a wizard which is immune. There are 3 knights and there are scions that spawn on the left and the right side after the encounter starts and then throughout the match. So what you need to do is you need to kill the knights, kill the 3 knights, pick up the orbs. That'll give you a debuff called finite thought. It counts down. Once you have finite thought times 3, you can damage the wizard. But if you let it go down to 0, then you will die. So before that happens, you need to get onto that glowing altar in the middle to remove the debuff, and then you'll have to rinse and repeat. You'll have to destroy the knights again, pick up the 3 orbs, damage the wizard. And the encounter is recommended at 590. So if you're at 585 or above, you should be able to finish it. You can finish it at 560, but it will be very, very difficult in order to do. So if you're all 3 around 560 to 570, it's going to be very difficult in order to finish. If you're 585 or above, there shouldn't be too much of a problem once you get the mechanics down. Okay, so first off, the scions will spawn, and of course they split, so you don't want to get overrun by the ads. So you want to have a grenade. So 2 out of your 3 members should have a grenade that has a larger area of impact, something that'll damage all of them and get rid of them all in one shot. So you always want to save your grenade for the scions. So something like scatter grenade will work very well. You know, things like fusion grenades aren't as great of an idea. You know, void wall would work okay, but something that does a large area of impact, lightning grenades, scatter grenades, etc. So take out the ads right off the bat, and then you can work on the knights. Get all 3 knights to about between 1/3 to 1/2 health. Once you do that, then you can burn them down and take them all out. One of the differences between this encounter and the previous encounter with the ogre is that when you pick up an additional orb from one of the knights, it does not reset the timer. So the timer always counts down from, I believe, 45 down to 0. So you want to burn them down and pick up those orbs as quickly as possible, so then you can have the most time in the damage phase as you can. Now, if you do take too much time in between damaging and destroying the knights, there will be a crystal that appears. Dul Incaru conjures, you'll see on the left hand side, and then a crystal will show up, and there will be a shield around all the knights. You'll have to destroy the crystal before you can damage the knights again. But once you destroy the crystal, you'll have scions pop up again, so be aware of that. Be ready to take out those scions with a grenade as soon as you take out that crystal. So if 2 of you do not have a grenade, you don't want to destroy the crystal. Once at least two of you have a grenade that can take those scions out, take out the crystal, and then take out the scions, and then work on finishing off those knights. Weapons. Now, if you do not have 2 members of your team that have a good grenade, then you will want to use a shotgun. So some sort of rapid fire shotgun like Badlander would be a good one to have to take out the scions. You're going to want a regular gun, either a scout rifle, auto rifle, pulse rifle, even a hand cannon as a backup. And then in your power slot, I highly recommend the Whisper of the Worm. If you don't have a high-level Whisper, you can use a linear fusion rifle like the Sleeper. If you don't have the Sleeper, you can use a Crooked Fang if you have that. But I highly recommend the Whisper of the Worm first, and then the Sleeper, and then other sniper rifles or linear fusion rifles. So at 590, the Whisper of the Worm with whispered breathing, so a full catalyst, and waiting a couple seconds for that buff to show up, will do 1 million damage. 1 point less than 1 million damage for each hit. So if you can chain precision hits, you may be able to take out Dul Incaru in 1 damage phase if 2 or 3 of you are using Whisper of the Worm. But chaining the precision shots will be key, because body shots don't do nearly the same amount of damage as a headshot. And you do need to have whispered breathing in order to make that happen. So Whisper of the Worm, high level, whispered breathing, headshots. So if you're not able to do 1 round of damage and take them out, when you start getting low, when you start getting to less than 10 seconds on that finite thought times 3, then all of you are going to want to go to that altar. And you will want to do it all at the same time, or really close to each other, because the light will disappear after one person uses it, and then if you're that low on time, you're going to be in trouble. And then the knights will reappear, the scions will reappear. Hopefully at that time you'll have a grenade that you can take out the scions. And then you can go straight to working on the knights. Get the knights down to a third to a half, all 3 of them, and then take them out. Now during the encounter, the knights will disappear and reappear. So when you start taking them out, do be aware of where they're at and what they're doing. Once you get them down to about 15% health, you'll knock their helmet off and they will charge you. So once you get down to that low, do be sure to have a kill shot ready for them, because you don't want them charging at you or another member of your fire team and take them out. But that's it. Good luck finishing the Shattered Throne and getting that powerful drop at the end. Make sure to ring the bell before you leave to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.